Once again, welcome back to Crypto Toro. On today's video, I would like to talk about Digibyte and how it will be performing in the upcoming days. This is why I also opened up the Digibyte compared to Bitcoin chart on the 4-hourly time frame. And what we are currently seeing is that yes, there is a big pattern playing itself out, and that's why I will be starting my video by drawing this pattern so you can all take a look at it. And what you can see immediately right away is a descending triangle that was being created on the Digibyte chart compared to Bitcoin. And why I personally think this pattern is very important is because these patterns tend to break out towards the downside, but they are also indicators that if the previous trend was towards the upside, as we saw over here on Digibyte, it would be also possible for this descending triangle to break out towards the upside, even though these patterns tend to break out towards the downside. And that what we're currently looking at is actually a breakout towards the downside of this descending triangle on the Digibyte compared to Bitcoin chart. And what I wanted to show you is not only where it could have possibly be headed to, and why I think that's really good that right now we are seeing Digibyte still trading way above the target measurement. But as you can see, it actually went all the way down in one of the wicks of yesterday's candles. And I personally think that if this was the only pullback that we saw out of this triangle all the way down, I personally think that that's a real good thing that only a wick of a candle went approximately, well, the wick went down for approximately 36% towards the downside, but the entire breakout would have been almost 40% towards the downside, and that would be an incredible breakout. And what you are seeing right now is that Digibyte actually found support on top of this level over here. It's trading currently above it in between these two levels over here, and had just a small correction of 12% after breaking out of this quite significant descending triangle with many touch points either on the upper descending resistance line over here, and as well over here, but it also had several touch points down below, as you could see over here, and as well over here. So this was a real significant pattern, and the possibility for Digibyte to break out even further towards the downside was very real. So I'm glad that Digibyte found enough strength to stay above this level of support, where it found support right on top on this level, and is currently underneath this level of resistance and trying to break once again inside of the previous descending triangle. And I personally think that's great news, because if it re-enters this horizontal level of support where we had several touch points in the past, as I showed you before, that would be amazing news for Digibyte, especially because compared to Bitcoin, it would be performing very, very well. And not just only if Digibyte is able to get inside or above this horizontal level of resistance, if Digibyte does so and goes above this downwards sloping resistance line of this descending triangle, but you could also just remove the line down below the horizontal level of this triangle by selecting this over here and making this downward trend line a little bit longer. But if Digibyte has enough strength to go above this level, then we would be seeing a trend reversal being created once Digibyte goes above this downward sloping level of resistance and finds support right on top of it. That's of course where I'm looking at right now, but what I wanted to show you as well is that the EMA ribbon does not look as good as the other indicators for the moment, because what you are seeing on the EMA ribbon is that after a very long period of time, for the first time we are seeing once again that the shorts are taking over the longs. What I personally think that's very important is that Digibyte heads above the EMA ribbon, because the EMA ribbon right now is providing for a huge level of resistance. As you could see before as well, Digibyte found it very, very difficult to get above the EMA ribbon's lines, and when it did so, like all the way here, it immediately went back towards the levels where we are currently trading at. And we are right now not just trying to break through this level of resistance over here, the orange line that you are seeing, but we are as well trading underneath the EMA ribbon. And as you could see in the past, it is very difficult to break above it, and I personally think that we have to break above the EMA ribbon before being able to go above this trend line and finding support on it. So that's why I will be monitoring the EMA ribbon very closely during the upcoming days. But before I will be heading even further, please, for the people who are watching these videos and watch my previous videos as well, and you are liking the content on this YouTube channel, don't forget to go down below on the description, smash up that like button, and even if you would like to stay up to date for even more videos in the future, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and push that bell notification. So that's just for now, and as well, I wanted to let you know that if you are right now in the cryptocurrency space and you would like to start trading, especially spot trading, because I personally think that leverage trading right now and this current moment is quite dangerous. So if you go down below towards the description, you will find the top 3 leverage trading exchanges. But what I wanted to let you know, these are not just leverage trading exchanges. These are as well just spot trading exchanges. And for the current moment, I will be spot trading right now before we are seeing a trend reversal. And if we see a trend reversal being created on Bitcoin or any other type of coin, then I will be entering a long position once again. But right now, I'm currently just patiently waiting and just accumulating more spot positions to my portfolio. And that's why I have this link down below on the description for Femex, where you can spot trade and leverage trade, and you can earn up to $2,000 deposit bonus if you use the link down below in the description. So that's what I wanted to tell you right now, and that's why I will be heading back as fast as possible towards the 4-hourly chart of Digibyte compared to Bitcoin. And what I wanted to talk about is where Digibyte is currently trading at right now. You are seeing that it found support right above the $79 or $80 and $79 approximately around the $80, and it's trading in between the $80 and the $93, where it's currently trading underneath and trying to break above. Why I think it is very important for Digibyte is because if Digibyte is able to go further up and find support on top of this $93 level, it will be re-entering this descending channel that we were seeing on the Digibyte compared to the US dollar chart. And that's why I will be drawing this parallel channel towards the downside to just show you where it could be possibly heading to. I will be placing it over here all the way down towards this part, and I will just move it like this. And what you're seeing is that we are currently re-entering this descending parallel channel, and I personally think this is a very important channel to look at, because this is a downtrend inside of the channel that we are currently seeing, and this channel has multiple touch points either on the upper part as on the lower part, where we saw already 2 touch points as well, and this third one could be counted if Digibyte does not drop even further down towards this level at the orange box at approximately in between 55 US dollar cents and 64 cents. So that's well 0.064 cents. And why I personally think this is very important to stay inside of this parallel channel is because if Digibyte has enough strength to break above this upper descending resistance line and finds support on top of it, this would mean that we will be seeing a trend reversal confirmation on Digibyte, and that could be the sign for us to just not accumulate even more Digibyte, because it will be heading towards the upside, but as well to see the change of the trend, what we are looking at right now. And of course, what we are seeing is a current downtrend. That's why I will be enabling the MACD. And if we take a look at the MACD, what we are seeing currently is, if we zoom in just a little as well on the chart, is we are seeing a crossover on the MACD being created. And when a crossover happens, most of the times we see momentum towards the upside as well following this crossover. And it could be as well even more momentum towards the downside, that we would be seeing a double bottom on the downside of the momentum, and that would mean that we would see for sure Digibyte go even further down below, maybe entering the orange box at, as I said before, 5 cents, and in between the 5 cents and $6, or if this is a momentum switch towards the upside, seeing Digibyte go once again above and retesting this downward sloping resistance line of this parallel channel, descending parallel channel. So I personally think that is very important to take a look at. What will the MACD crossover tell us? Will this be even more momentum towards the downside of, or will this be more momentum towards the upside? And I personally think that we will be seeing more momentum towards the upside than towards the downside, but of course that also depends on what we are looking at Bitcoin. But if you take a look at Bitcoin just for one single second, if we take a look at the Bitcoin US dollar chart, especially at the 1 hourly chart, we are seeing a W pattern being formed, and W pattern is most of the times a reversal pattern, and this is indicating that we might be right now at the bottom of the Bitcoin price action towards the downside, and that a trend reversal is being created. So that's why I'm really pumped, and that's what I personally think that could give us more hope right now for Digibyte. And right now I went back to the Digibyte chart, and you can see that exactly the same is happening on the Digibyte chart. We are seeing a W pattern being formed, so that could mean a trend reversal. But of course, I'm looking personally at Bitcoin, because we saw that when Bitcoin goes down, has a trend towards the downside, lots of coins do exactly the same thing. So that's why I am waiting just for this confirmation of this trend reversal by getting above this upper descending resistance, finding support on top of it, and after that a move towards the upside would be very probable. And let's take a look what this move will possibly look like. And if we take a look at it, you have to select the upper line of the descending channel and also the lower line of the descending channel, placing it just like this. And what you're seeing is that the possible breakout towards the upside would be a breakout that will be giving Digibyte enough strength to stay in between this orange box, where we found previous support and resistance many times before, as you can see all the way over here. And I personally think that would be a great point to start the trend reversal on Digibyte and to head towards a new high for the current moment. Of course, if Digibyte breaks towards the downside, I personally think that we will be seeing Digibyte enter this orange box just for the current moment. And if it goes even further down, I personally think that won't be realistic, because we already saw a huge dump from the beginning of this trend towards where we are currently trading at. So that's why I wanted to enable the daily time frame on Digibyte. And if we take a look at the daily time frame, what we are seeing is not only this channel that I will be removing, we're also seeing this huge drop towards the downside of Digibyte. And I personally think that a drop this big won't be heading even further towards the downside, because I personally think it is just a drop that has already been so big, of, as you can see, 77%, that a setback this big is most of the times as well a real good indicator that the possible bottom is reached. And of course, for the people that do not like the candle wicks, I will be selecting just the body of the candles to take a look at what type of drop we are looking at. And you can see even right over there, we are still seeing a 53% drop on Digibyte, and a 50% pullback is a healthy pullback. And that's why I personally do not like as well the candle wicks, because they are giving us that super big drop, price drop indicator that would be meaning that we will be entering a bear market and a bear cycle on Digibyte, but I personally think that the 50% setback, of course it's a big setback, but it's still a setback that could be seen as healthy. So that's what I personally was looking at, that this is just this is a 55% setback, but I personally think that it is the bottom we are reaching right now, especially if Bitcoin as well has a trend reversal, and that's in particular where I'm waiting for at this moment. And I will be enabling the moving averages. Just lastly, I would like to show you this, and what you're seeing right away is that we are above the 200-day moving average, finding support right on top of it over here, and I personally think this is a very healthy place to find support on, because the 200-day moving average is a huge level of support and resistance, and I will be worried if Digibyte went below the 200-day moving average. But right now we're still above the 200-day moving average, and if we have enough strength, especially after the MACD crossover and the trend reversal we saw on Bitcoin, it could be probable that we will be heading up and go even further up, find support on top of the $9 and then we will be seeing the 150-day moving averages once more, firstly as resistance, but after that, if we have enough strength to go above the moving averages, finding support on them, it would be very probable that we will see once again a move towards the upside being created, as we saw in the past over here. But as well, you can see when the trend is above the moving averages, it means that we are still in an uptrend, and that's why I'm personally looking at Digibyte, and hopefully it won't be going even further down below the 200-day moving average. So if you liked this video so far, do not forget to hit that subscribe button down below in the description section, and if you like my previous videos, don't forget to even give me a thumbs up right now. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I would really appreciate it if you subscribed to my channel. And this was just right now the quick update I wanted to give you about Digibyte. So peace out.